This is Matt Hoover, and last night he became $250,000 richer as he won NBC's The Biggest Loser.
You know, is there one piece of advice that you would give people out there, because you have really persevered and now you are such a mentor for people? What's that one tidbit for people who are fighting it out there?
Yeah, the one thing that really helped me, and I came up with it in my own mind, was close your mouth and move your feet. It's that simple. If you're not putting food and bad stuff in your body and you're walking, you're going to lose weight. Exercise isn't always running on the treadmill or Stairmaster, walking up and down the street, going somewhere like that. That's exercise. People overlook that. And the other thing is that no matter how low you are, I was majorly depressed. I didn't want to go to work some days. When you make the decision to help yourself, you can go as far as you want. I mean, I'm here sitting talking to you. Thank you for this opportunity, by the way.
You are such an amazing guy.
Thank
wow.
you. Thanks.
All the women out there, check this man out. What a great guy. You are such a great mentor. And come back and visit us.
I would love to. Thank you for having me today.
And have your grandmother come visit us.
I'm sure she would
we'll
love
go
it.
get Kate.
You were.
Yeah. I was obese and I was very unhappy. And I mean,
look at that.
Like, you don't realize the hurt that that guy's carrying around. You know, I had to say goodbye to him on the final, when we went home. I gave him a kiss goodbye because I'll never be that way again. I'm never going to feel that way again. And I want others, you know, to be able to experience that.
Why did you enter the show?
I'm a little different than Susie and a lot of the other people. I was literally laying on the couch with a bag of chips on my gut and a beer in my hand watching season 1. And I was like, what are they all crying about? You know, they're babies. I'm going to go on that show. And I applied and started the process and ended up on the show. And for people who watch the show, they'll know that I cried almost every week. It was an emotional just roller coaster that I wasn't prepared for. I was ready for the physical, but the emotional changes that took place,
What was the biggest emotional change?
For me, it was letting go of the pains that I've had in my past. I went to the University of Iowa to wrestle. I fully expected to be an All-American and national champion. Never did. And that ate at me every day from the time I left school. I'm 12 hours short of a degree. I left school, I stopped wrestling, and took off. And that seemed to become my pattern.
Why did you let yourself go?
Just feeling bad. I felt bad for myself. I felt sorry for myself.
So you ate.
By doing that, I ate. I drank significant amounts. And
beer?
Lots of beer.
When you went through it, you didn't think you'd win, did you?
I did. I went into it. I've always been a very competitive athlete, and I've never done anything, even when I was at my worst, without thinking that I had a very good shot of accomplishing that. So when I went into it, I knew that my cards had to fall right, but if they did, that I'd have a pretty good shot at being #1. These people are looking to me as a role model now, and I have to take that responsibility and be proud of that. So, I mean, it's tough. You know, you've been like that for so long and making that change.
So no big desire for chips and beer, or is it still there?
Not for beer, for chips.
I won a state title. I was thin. I was the guy to be around, the athlete.
You just kicked ass for 2 hours.
I just, no, my problem is that,
Look at me.
you know, you think that you're so much worse off than what you believe. This show offers such a life-changing thing that it's so emotional, and I never would have thought it.
When you look in the mirror, what do you see?
I see someone that's focused and driven
And slim?
Slim, you know, needs to shave a little bit. But, I mean, I see a different person than what we saw at the beginning of the show.
Here's the winner of Season 2's The Biggest Loser, who lost an incredible 157 pounds. Come on out here, Matt.
I don't know how to get out of it.
I love that break through the thing. Wasn't that fantastic?
Thank you.
Matt. So, Matt, you won.
I did.
Congratulations.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
So what was your life like 1 year ago from now?
I remember it vividly. Basically, this is about the time I started applying for the show. So I was 350 pounds. I was actually laying on the couch with a bag of chips on my gut and a beer in my hand where I could reach it.
Really?
And the show came on, and everybody was like crying all the time. I'm like, what's up? You know, why are they all crying all the time? I'm like, I could whip them. So I got on the internet, applied, and got on the show, and ended up being the crier on the show.
Yeah. So you became the guy that you were making fun of.
I did.
Why were you so emotional?
I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that I wasn't always a big guy. I was a college athlete, and I gained all my weight. Yeah, I wrestled
I see
at
the
the University of
cauliflower
Iowa.
ears.
Yeah.
That's always the big badge of honor for the wrestlers. You see those thick...
You bet. You start growing them when you're young, you punch yourself in the head. No, don't do that. But really what happened was, as I got fatter and fatter, you know, it reminds me, remember when you went in your fat suit?
Definitely.
And you lived that one day like that?
Yes.
Imagine that every single day.
Yes, most definitely.
And you feel like that's who you are. And then as you start losing weight, and those pounds are coming off, you're like, who am I? What's going on? You're losing this. You're losing your shell of protection, that you make fun of yourself, you do things that you don't like, and all of a sudden it's like, what now? And it was very emotional for me. The other thing was I stopped drinking when I went on the show, and I've been sober for 10 months and coming up out loud. That's probably my proudest accomplishment. I mean, it's nice not to have any bills anymore and to be a little thinner, but that's something that has been, it dominated my life from a young age.
Psychologically, I mean, as you mentioned earlier, you gave up overeating and also an addiction to alcohol.
Correct.
Psychologically, what has changed in your mind that doesn't have you go and self-medicate with those items?
I think the biggest thing is that now my career, what I choose to do is speak to kids, speak to people about the changes that you can make when you make up your mind. And I have a big responsibility to the people that I speak with, as well as the people that have watched the show, to live clean, to do the things that I know I need to do to be successful. And I don't want to go back to feeling the way that I did when I was 340 pounds.